30 seconds left in the session.
Formula One has arrived in the Sunshine State for spectacular sunsets, gentle breezes, warm waters, and for what will be a fantastic race day here at the Miami International Autodrome. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Alex Albon, and Oscar Piastri. Fernando Alonso, Yuri Vips, Ocon, and Lando Norris. Doohan, Drugovich, Ayumu Iwasa, and Armstrong. Vettel, Liam Lawson, Red, and Sergio Perez. Bottas and Teo Pourchaire. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
Past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Okay, good work. Great pass. Okay, slow down, you're dealt. Right, let's pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Gap to your teammate ahead is 2.7 seconds. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. It looks critical. Find somewhere to retire as soon as possible. We can't risk you carrying on with this race, I'm afraid. Again, find somewhere safe to stop. We need you to retire.
They've done it then, a truly magnificent win here at the Miami International Autodrome. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on track was: speed. I know it sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Pierre Gasly, our championship leader, pushes that lead out even further after today's performance. So let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Liam Lawson gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. McLaren continue to increase their gap at the top. There is also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Hey, the marketing team wants to run this one past you. Thanks for stepping in and helping handle that.
Welcome once again then to the United States Grand Prix here in the magnificent city of Austin. It was here in 2018 that Kimi Räikkönen delighted the world by taking the top step of the podium for the first time in 114 races. There's always a record to be broken. So what, I wonder, is in store for us today? We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Albon, Oscar Piastri, Doohan, Drugovich and Sergio Perez, Ocon, Armstrong, Sebastian Vettel and Bottas, Norris, Teo Porcher, Liam Lawson. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Ayumu Iwasa, Yuri Vips and Red. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. I'm joined again today by none other than Natalie Pinkham. Tell me, Natalie, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between Grand Prix. You know a lot about how test drivers and race drivers go about their business. So how do these roles differ in your eyes?
Interesting question. There are 2 very different mindsets. In the old days, of course, they used to cover up to 15,000 kilometres of testing in a season. And that role would be more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as possible so that the data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When lining up on the grid for a race, however, a race driver's frame of mind is all about what they can get out of the situation on that day, and the car is the tool to help them achieve those goals.
Focus now for the rest of the race. On Ocon, they've got an issue with their car, they're going to be slow. work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, we have a severe engine issue. Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits. Okay, this is serious. We need...
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they have hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. So let's review the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen's excellent result today sees him take over as leader of the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on Driver of the Day, Natalie Pinkham. Come on, who do you pick?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. McLaren continue to increase their gap at the top. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way towards the top. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Could you take a look at this for us, please? Thanks for handling that.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Albon, George Russell and Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Liam Lawson, Yuri Vips and Ayumu Iwasa, Doohan, Red, Felipe Drugovich and Armstrong, Norris, Teo Porcher, Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel. Perez and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
okay to use your overtake button. Caution, caution. That move was illegal, I'm afraid, mate. Return the position, give it back. Lando's coming in for his stop now. Green flag. Some information on Vettel. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Gasly's moved into first place. Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you very much.
So let's review the updated drivers' standings. After that excellent result, Pierre Gasly is the new points leader in the Drivers' Championship. It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. McLaren continue to increase their gap at the top. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. It's time once again then to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. With top speeds of around 210 miles per hour heading into the overtaking opportunity of turn 13, the 2.7 miles of the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve are some of the quickest on the Formula One calendar. There are 14 corners in total, with 60% of the lap taken at full throttle, and average speeds clock in at about 130 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position, and red completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Russell, Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson, Ocon, and Valtteri Bottas, Perez, Leclerc, Yuri Vips, and Drugovich, Norris, Iwasa, Teo Porcher, and Marcus Armstrong. Doohan and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Natalie Pinkham. Now, our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get a clean start. And this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space. And finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Gaining on the car ahead. Green flag. On him, he might make a mistake. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Pace is strong, but be aware these tyres. We've got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Okay, watch the aggression, please. We don't want to lose places because of a penalty. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Okay, conditions are going to keep deteriorating for 10 minutes at least. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Energy available on the MFD. Copy that. Lando's in the pits. Lando in the pits. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Inters seem to be the... We're currently trailing our teammate by 6.3 seconds. sprinters and wets will probably have very similar pace at the moment. Lando's coming in for his stop now. Green flag. The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. Okay, full wet seems to be the fastest tyre for now. Okay, I think it might just be about time to come and change these tyres. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. Full wet seem like the best tyre for now.
A truly magnificent drive then, and a great performance from the entire team to secure victory here in Canada. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on the circuit and have come out on top.
The faces on our top three look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all. So let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Felipe Drugovich gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
We would like you to do this interview. The department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.